And well, hello there, it's me, RJB from RJB TV, and tonight we've got RyanTeacher going up against Byul. And I think RyanTeacher is actually quite underrated. At least. Well, perhaps not underrated. Perhaps not underrated. He just doesn't get enough... I don't cast him enough. That's kind of the thing. I don't cast RyanTeacher enough, even though he delivers some pretty damn exciting games, in my opinion. He is pretty damn good. He's pretty damn good. Here he's going to show off his skills against none other than Byul, who's here on the red Protoss, whereas RyanTeacher himself is here on the pink Zerg. So let's hope RyanTeacher here gives us a beautiful game, because I am pretty damn excited to see what he's got in store, because the last time I've watched the replay with RyanTeacher, the replay dated from about the year 2019. So, like, we're already almost 3 years further into the future. So, a lot of growing can happen in a time span of about 3 years. So, I've got high hopes of RyanTeacher here playing on the Zerg and starting off with a hatchery in his own base, not going to build a choke. That by itself already has me excited. What does he have in store? Doing this build order right here before our very eyes. Byul here starts off with double gateway into an assimilator, and also something I forgot to mention is the fact that this is the best of set, so it's not going to be just one game. We're going to get a lot of games. Well, maybe not a lot of games, kind of depends on your definition of what a lot of games entails, but we're going to get more than one, more than four. And whether this is a best of 5 or 7, that I don't know. I mean, I know how many games there are, but I don't know who's going to win which one, so I don't know what the score is going to end up being. But there's a very early Forge and Cyber Core coming out from Byul. Pretty aggressive early game build order for Byul here, because he's going for the double gateway gas. Of course, means he's going to have to go all out in the early game. And if this game goes to the mid and late game, he better have done a lot of damage to RyanTeacher here. Otherwise, RyanTeacher is going to grow so big that Byul cannot contain or slow down the Zerg anymore. So RyanTeacher there sending his Overlord to the side, to the choke. Rope gets in undetected and finds the creep, finds the hatchery, and finds the ropes, drones, that are on the minerals. It's a double hatchery pool into a third hatchery there being added on, or we could say 4 in total. But I always count as +1, +2, +3. So a +3 hatchery, but really it's 4 hatcheries in total. So we've got the creep colony there coming up there to protect the base. We've got a robo wall on the way there from Byul. He's planning on some really fast robo aggression. He's not getting a Citadel of a Dune and not getting a Dragoon range either. He's got 6 probes on the gas and about 11 of them on the minerals. So not a lot of money coming in, but he's got the very fast advanced technology coming out. Zerglings entering the middle, going for a scout to see what Byul is all about. Left and right, front and side, going the right direction with this one lone Zergling. You can just split them all up, it's kinda nice to do. So gas are on the way for RyanTeacher, hatchery number 5, +4. Already on 15 drones, and he will have a lot more very soon, because Byul cannot really go for the attack on a double gateway build order. He's gonna have to rely on doing damage with the drop, and RyanTeacher might just find out that drops are indeed on the way if this Zergling makes its way deeper into the base. But it dies. It dies, which means Byul is lacking a lot of vital information in regards to what Byul is doing. He saw this top section, didn't see the bottom section, so he might not even know that a double robo is already there on the map, and the shuttle is finished up, and we got shuttle speed there, not on the way. It's going to be a reverse on the way, without shuttle speed. Zerg is there trying to go across the map to get into Byul's base, but they can't quite get in. He's no longer trying... Yeah, he's going to try to get in with this one. He really wants to see what's in the back of this base, because he didn't see it, and he really rather would have the information. Once again, gets denied, does not know. Reavers are already on the way. But he has a Hydralisk Den. And Overlord's there on the side, so he might just spot out the Shuttle Reaver just in time and be able to defend himself. Hatchery number 6 there, and another creeper in the front. He's getting a lot of hatcheries because Byul simply doesn't have a lot of punching power. Byul does not have a lot of punching power. And because he's on one Nexus, he will not have a lot of punching power anytime soon. Although, of course, this Reaver is going to be the most punching power he'll have for now against what RyanTeacher is doing. But RyanTeacher already has Hydralisks, and Hydralisks are pretty damn good against slow shuttles. It's a slow shuttle, flies into the Overlord. Cells are trying to space, trying to group up with the double Reaver inside the shuttles. Reaver unloads, shuttle takes some heavy damage. Shuttle survives on 1 hit, actually 1 HP. So this attack still has some punch in it. If that shuttle went down, it would be a little bit less punch in his attack. Because now you can still pick up the Reavers, maybe get them out of there. But they're crawling on the floor for now. I'm gonna pick this one up and fly it in deeper. Gonna try to fly it in deeper. No, he's just gonna crawl forward. Hydras coming from every single direction. Zealots and Reavers on the scene. One Reaver goes down before it hits the drone, so that's a lucky call there for RyanTeacher. Managed to save his hide just in time, but has to get this other one there in the back. Zealots are protecting, Scarabs are exploding, gets the shuttle. Another shuttle there coming in with another Reaver, another shuttle arriving on the scene. Drones unstacking, trying to crawl away, trying to make sure a Scarab won't kill them, and a Scarab does in fact only kill one drone. That was a lucky split there from Ryan. I gotta admit, a lucky split prevents himself from getting hit. Another attempt there from Byul, trying to end this fast. Reaver unloads, it's a double Reaver. One Reaver shoots, Scarab is on the chase, Scarab cannot connect, Scarab finds its target, but does not do any damage. RyanTeacher survives that brutal attack from Byul, Zealot, Reaver, and Shuttle, but prevents any serious damage from occurring. Which is great for RyanTeacher, because now RyanTeacher is at the face of the game, the part of the game where he is actually stronger than Byul. Byul invested a lot of money in that early attack, and now he's fallen behind. Even though his supply is greater, RyanTeacher is in a way better position. He's got about 14 Hydralisks, a couple Sunkens, and most of all, 35 drones, which is equal to Byul's 35 probes. Byul did add on another Nexus, because he knows that if you don't kill with that early attack, that early pressure, that all-in early game strategy, you're gonna need to make a comeback. And for a comeback, you need more probes. So he went for a second Nexus, might even go for a third one because he left open some space here above his main Nexus. Might go for a triple Nexus to try and catch up economically as fast as he possibly can. But at the moment, the cards on the table look to be in favor of RyanTeacher. So that's 4 on the top, 8 hatcheries in total. He's got an Evo chamber getting upgrades. He's got range and speed there on the Hydras. Now 45 drones already. Already in 45 drones. He's getting a Spire as well. So might go for Scourges, or as someone told me recently, it's pronounced Scourges, although I can't pronounce Scourges as it should be pronounced. I just can't do it. That's where my accent shows itself. It appears out of thin air. My accent appears on random words, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. We got a small little attack there coming out over the bottom side. Shuttle there in the mix. Shuttle trying to fly in while the Zealots are there as well. The lows Zealots are spacing those Hydras away. Reavers in the back. Shuttle coming right back in to pick them up and micro them out of harm's way. But the Hydralisks get a great surround, and all those Reavers and Shuttles are going to go down. Gets a couple more Scarabs off, but that attack got deflected perfectly by RyanTeacher with great control. Like, if this really is the same RyanTeacher from 3 years ago, he has improved tremendously. This is some expert level control, some expert level speed, macro planning, and awareness. I'm really liking it. He's not missing a single detail in his play. Shuttle tries to wriggle his way around, but no. You're not allowed into RyanTeacher's home. So 54 drones for RyanTeacher. He's in a huge lead economically. And as a Zerg, once you have the economic lead over the Protoss, you can just keep scooting ahead further and further, more and more, really easily. A lot of Sunkens count as units. He's got a big economy. Scourges in the air to snipe those shuttles right as they come flying across the map. He's got Overlords in the air to provide him vision, so picking off those shuttles with Scourges is going to be very easy. Barely an inconvenience. And here they come, flying right in, turning around. One gets taken down, the other one also gets hit. There's two more in the air. Almost, he's trying to micro his way away from the Scourges. Forced to unload her. Ooh. All the shuttles go down and only one Reaver unloads. That was a disaster of a shuttle flying over that 3 o'clock spawn location. Now forced to fight here on the scene because he can no longer retreat. Loses the Reaver, kills a lot of them. Hylos there though. Zealous and Reaver, pretty damn strong combination. But in the end, RyanTeacher officially gets... Well, I wanted to say he gets the supply lead, but he still is a slight bit behind in supply, but worker count is the same. He's got a lair, he's got triple Evo chamber for every single ground unit upgrade at the same time. He's getting Overlord speed as well, and Mulisks are on the way. There's Byul now entering the middle with a small little gateway army. Supply is now evened up, exactly even. Chiburobo in the back, getting Nexus number 3, because he might need that number 3. Got about 9 gateways and about 6 more on the way for 15. Mutas are protecting the Overlords on the side from dying to Dragoons, because Byul has to clear out the Overlords on the side to take away Ryan's vision, because Ryan having vision on the sides makes defending shuttle drops so much easier. So that's what Byul is trying to do. Take away Ryan's vision over the 3 o'clock spawn location and the 12 o'clock spawn location, because it just gives Ryan a lot of control. Having vision usually equals to having control over the map, because you can respond to everything really easily. There's so much time. Like, imagine you see a shuttle flying right here. It takes like 20 seconds to arrive at the minerals. You got 20 seconds to select a couple Scourges and click on those shuttles as they fly across the map. Although Byul did a pretty good job of clearing this side of the map, putting some observers in the air to make sure that he always has vision over this bottom side. Flies right in. Idas are in between. Shuttle arrives. Shuttle goes all the way through. Byul has done it. Drones are unstacking, try to run away, but damn, he loses about 40 of them. Massive storms. Absolutely massive storms. So it turns out clearing the map really is what you gotta do if you want those shuttles to just fly in that easily. It was that easy. It really just was that easy. All he had to do was kill some Overlords and fly in over the exact side of the map, and he arrived on the scene, killing the economy of RyanTeacher. Now RyanTeacher is all of a sudden in a pretty precarious situation. He does have a big army though, and no observers here on the scene to detect those. Oh, snipes are dropped there on the side. Observer is not giving vision of the lurker, so Byul is kind of killing his own army into an unkillable, undetectable army burrowed up there in between the Sunkens. And Ryan knows that because Byul threw away his army, now is the time to strike. The time to strike is right now. Goes to the middle, prevents the cannons, and starts killing that gateway army. Byul is trying to micro his way out of a terrible situation, and he's doing a pretty good job at it. Workers are now moving forward as well, throwing up on the middle. RyanTeacher has assumed control, and Byul has lost control over the middle. Also, Ryan is back on 60 drones, still a little bit behind economically on where Byul is at the moment. Finds the observer, kills it immediately to make sure the lurkers do not lose their advantageous position that gives Ryan control. Shuttle is still there on the top corner. It's empty, but it has been there for quite a while. RyanTeacher has not bothered killing it. He's got 10 hatcheries in total. 10 hatcheries in total. Hive is almost finished up. And he still has to fill out the last couple of his gas to make sure he can produce Guardians or other advanced technology units that are so damn expensive on the gas. And actually 2 more hatcheries, so make that 12 hatcheries. He's actually doing a pretty good job of just growing bigger and stronger all across the board, getting upgrades, getting diverse technology, and hunting down those shuttles with his Scourges. Overall, just very solid, smart play from RyanTeacher. I'm impressed. This guy really has improved a lot over the past 3 years, giving Byul, of all people, such a hard time. Although those drones, there's no lurkers in the back, drones are having a trouble running away from the storms, and the storms do kill a lot of drones yet again. He needs some lurkers in the back. He went down from 88 down to 43. I said Byul was struggling, but look at him. He just turned the tables on RyanTeacher, because RyanTeacher does not have any protection in the back. So dropping him, when Byul makes his way all the way into the back of Ryan's base, he has an easy time storming those drones, because I also think the drones are, for some reason, not all hotkeyed. So pretty easy target to storm them when they're not properly dodging the storm. So RyanTeacher does have a couple of weaknesses left in the bank, but aside from that, he's playing pretty damn solid. Another drop there. Just trying to snake his way through. Gets sniped out of the air. Observer providing vision against the lurkers. Most of the lurkers have gone down, but there's so many Sunkens here in an arc around this entry point that Byul's Gateway Army, while it does kill a couple Sunkens, does kill a couple of Hydras, does not make a lot of progress. I would even dare say that RyanTeacher has managed to recover his economy back on 74. Still takes a little bit of time to get his mineral income back on track. Still has to put a couple more drones on the minerals as the drop comes in. A couple more drones have to go to the gas. I think this shuttle is empty though. But now there's 2 shuttles hanging in the back. RyanTeacher is struggling for gas, but is making a lot of Zerglings instead, and Zerglings actually pretty damn effective against Dragoons. Also, cannons being built in the middle, getting a proxy robo base, and some Hydras are actually hiding across the map. They've been there for quite a while. Just having a nap, letting their friends fight the war here back at home. So he's putting his drones back on the gas because he realized that his gas is pretty damn low. And yeah, Byul is just very consistently attacking and controlling, and he keeps finding ways of snaking his shuttles through all these units spread about this base. Also, observer they're hanging in the air, but overalls are moving, so this observer going to get taken down. Shuttles are retreating. Once again, another frontal attack happening. Shuttle there on the top side tries to get its way right back into the backside, but Scourge is intercepted. Starts loading. He kills his own shuttle by accident. Yeah, he couldn't get that shuttle in. Couldn't get it in, tried to storm the Scourges, stormed himself, storms his own observer by accident. Luckily, there are no lurkers burrowed up in between all these Sunkens and Hydras, so not that it hurts him too much, but he's going to have to make a new observer for sure. And RyanTeacher now 90 drones. He's recovered particularly well, and he keeps pushing Ryan away from the base. He's gained some ground in his tug of war. Like, Byul keeps trying to push Ryan deeper towards the backside of his base, and Ryan is successfully managing to gain ground over time, although now Byul is maybe perhaps on the pushback into Ryan's base. Got 2-1-3 upgrades there on those gateway units, whereas RyanTeacher has 2-2 on his Hydralisks. His upgrades are on point, has not missed a beat. Although at the moment he's not getting any upgrades as we speak, but we're only 18 minutes in. There's still a lot of time to get those 3 upgrades while Guardians are morphing in the middle. He's still in 7 gas, hasn't filled out the remaining 3 because he's so focused on producing and producing and producing and fighting and producing and fighting and producing a little bit more to make sure Byul does not gain too much ground with that push. Now, Byul didn't completely fill out this entire base. There's 8 gateways on the top, another 5 for 13, another 5 for 18, another 5 for 23. So 23 gateways is actually quite a good number. You don't really need more than 20. Honestly, you can even do with 16. As long as you produce steadily and have a good mix, a good diversity of units in your unit composition. For example, he's got, let's see, does Guardians clear out the Reavers first? Successfully defending this part of the base. Like, he's got, I'd say 6 robos on the middle, so 6 Reavers at a time. Perhaps a couple of shuttle drops being produced at home because there's 3 robos back in his main base. Drop finds a way and he cleared out the Hydras. Byul goes in. The not hotkey drones are trying to run away, but they get stormed to death once again, but only loses 20. So that is actually... It's bad, but not terrible. It's bad, but not terrible. He could have lost a whole lot more, but somehow most of the drones and the minerals do stay alive. But he just has to produce about another 12 more, maybe 13 more to replenish his economy. Just enough to make sure he never ever runs out. Also, the bottom 3 gas are now getting filled out, so he'll be having a lot of gas to produce guardians, lurkers, and even defilers. Although I don't see a defiler mount at the moment. Byul is balling up there on the middle. He killed too many of his own probes. I just realized he's on 46 probes, and I don't... There were highlights here earlier, and maybe they snuck in and killed some probes while I was distracted in Ryan's base. My map awareness just went out of the window. You can blame me for that one. I'm gonna have to rewind this one, because this is a single video replay. Single replay video. So let's rewind a little bit, because we already know when the game is gonna end. Let's rewind a little bit and see when does Byul lose his probes. Did he kill them himself, or was it Ryan killing them? It's Ryan. What? Wait. Even further back. It happened even longer ago than I thought it did. I just did not notice, but at least, we're gonna see it happen right about now. Like, he goes in here. This is when he starts pushing over this bottom right corner. I completely missed it. I don't know how. He's morphing the Hydras that were here, moved them to the bottom middle of the map, picked up... Wait, is it going to be this simple? Is it going to be this simple? Overlord comes in, burrows up, gets double shots off, kills all the probes on the minerals. Brutal hit. No clue how I missed that, but that really did a dirty number on Byul. So let's speed up to 20 minutes, 21 minutes. I think that was where we were. You see this, he's clearing out the section. Guardians coming in to clear the Reavers. Then I talked about the middle here, about the Robos. And then we have another Overlord drop coming in. So he goes in for a second hit. But this one doesn't really do much. It doesn't actually do anything. It goes down before anything can load. But nonetheless, hitting those probes there was massive. It took all the wind out of Byul's sails. He starts balling up. And now we're at about the point we were at earlier. So yeah, RyanTeacher with a very sneaky little lurker drop. 2 lurkers arriving on the scene, managing to burrow up amidst 7 cannons and killing all the probes. From the perfect angle, just a double spine attack. That really broke Byul's back. Because he's got no money to produce a massive army in the blink of an eye. Whereas RyanTeacher now 92 drones, he really needed this little bit of time, this moment to breathe comfortably and just get bigger and stronger. He really needed a moment to breathe. And within that moment to breathe, he's finishing up his base, protecting his corners as well. Byul just got done dirty by a really good RyanTeacher move. RyanTeacher is now in a position where he looks strong and comfortable. He's got lurkers in the back to protect his drones. It's going to make it a little bit easier to survive those drops. He's got a Hylisk then as well, and got a couple more hatcheries on the way. He's got 6 hatcheries on the top line. Then another 4 right below, and another 4 below that. So that makes about 14 hatcheries. And I see 2 more on the way there on the side. And there is 1 more on the way across the map right here. So he's got 17 hatcheries in total. And now coming with a flank attack on this choke point there. Oh, sorry for that one. Excuse me. That's all on me. Sorry for the camera movement. So Guardian flank there on the pathway, on the choke. Like, I have my touchpad is not turned off and my hand hit my touchpad. while I was using the arrow keys, and it now moved the camera down. So sorry for that one. It happens. It happens. Shuttle comes in. Templar low. Templars dying to the lurkers before they can storm. That is why you got lurkers on the scene, to make sure Templars die before they can even storm, or they can even think, or, you know, regret their choice to unload right there. So Byul on 61 probes, still struggling with his money. His money is very low, and so is his gas. RyanTeacher, economically speaking, has a huge advantage over Byul, but that does not mean Byul is in a bad position at the moment. He still has the capacity to push forward, push through all of this that RyanTeacher has. Although RyanTeacher does have a nice spread, the units all in a circle around this entrance, in an arc. As Artosis would like to call it, he's just sitting there in an arc, waiting for you to move forward, and then he collapses on the choke point from an arc from a wider position and completely destroys the army that is trying to push forward into his base. Pushes Byul out completely, forces him to retreat back to the cannons and the reavers in the front. Guardian's still in the air. He's gonna pull them back for now. Drop is looking for a way in. It's flying on the sides through all this vision. All those overlords are hanging on the side. Shuttle drop can't get in. Got a lot of observers in the air, perhaps a couple too many. Also, a Nidus Canal should be coming up here on the side sometime soon. Yeah, it should be coming up sometime soon. Byul hasn't seen the creep yet. So Guardians on the side trying to flank this choke point. Shuttle is trying to run away from the Scourges, and it manages to do so successfully, but a drop couldn't get in. And it might never be able to get in. With all that vision on the sides, RyanTeacher is having a great time deflecting all those attempts, all those angles, protecting himself from harm from Byul's aggression. It's working out. Also, his upgrades for ground are pretty much maxed out now. I think his Guardians are currently on 1-1, so that's the only thing he still has left to upgrade. Also getting, researching Consume for Defilers, so Defilers are going to get thrown into the mix. And the Defilers truly are a Protoss' worst nightmare. It's either Plague or Dark Swarm. Protoss does not like either. Although you could argue that Reavers are the perfect Dark Swarm counter. But they are kind of weak against Plague. They're easy to hit with Plague. Also, they just dodged the Storm because those drones were turning back to the minerals. They just dodged the Storm. So the Guardian's now on the push. Byul rebuilding his army. Minerals are low. He really needs about 10 more probes, and he would have no trouble rebuilding his expensive Protoss army. Now RyanTeacher onto the push, into the middle, targeting on those on the Reavers. Reavers not that fast, they can't get out of harm's way. Forced to retreat a little bit too far away, because now the Hydras have free surround on this little proxy robo base on the middle. The Reavers do clear everything out with the support of a couple of Templars. Templars against Zerg are just absolutely phenomenally strong. We've got a Nidus here on the scene. Shuttle too far away to see it. He's got some Overlords there as well to go for maybe an Overlord drop, or maybe just Nidus all of his units across the map. He's making them... He hasn't yet made the Nidus in his own... There is. He's morphing the Nidus as well. RyanTeacher keeping up really well with Byul, and Byul is managing to maintain some sense of control over the middle, although the proxy robo base is inoperational with no pylons remaining on the scene, and a big army is pushing out into the middle. We got Scourges hunting down shuttles once again, and this time around there's only Dragoons to protect him. He's gonna save it, but he can't get that shuttle drop into the base. RyanTeacher is on actual fire. He's actually on fire. He's playing phenomenally. Shuttle tries to go in, but there's Scourges in between. Takes down the shuttle with the Hydras. Guardians waiting there on the middle, waiting for their 2-2 upgrades, which I think just finished up. so they're a little bit stronger than before, and Byul now still below 1,000 minerals, having real trouble keeping up. And here his base. Wow, bows. Why did I say bows? His base gets scouted. And now he's getting flanked on the middle. Guardians coming from the right. Zergling Hydra from the top front. He's got some storms there. Templars are ready to fire. Templars getting target fired by the Guardians, but still get some pretty damn good storms up on the Guardians. But reinforcements keep streaming out from both sides at lightning speeds. Byul is producing as fast as he can. RyanTeacher doing the exact same. Getting Plague at the moment at level 3, Carapace and Air Attack also being researched. And we've got a drop there. This time I'm not missing the drop. This time around I'm not gonna miss it. I missed it once. I'm not gonna miss it twice. And they're all empty. It's a fake drop. He's trying to pull Byul's units away from the choke. This is pretty damn smart. It's a fake drop. There's nothing inside. Units are being pulled to the back to protect while he's attacking the front, making sure that there's as few units in the front, making his entry as easy as possible. A lot of storms though in an arc. Start storming on the Hydras. The Hydras keep streaming in. Mutas in the air, ready to morph into Guardians. Reaver in the back, double Reaver. He's got triple Robo to protect and bolt them Reavers. Reavers are providing essential support from the back, but there's simply too many Hydras streaming across the map to protect, well, only on 23 gateways. Earlier I said that 23 gateways is enough, but apparently when the Zerg has 20 or more hatcheries, 23 gateways might not do the trick. Specifically not when your choke is wide open and there's Guardians in the air to support the Hydras. It looks like he might clear this wave out though, but his supply is plummeting down below 150. Whereas Ryan is staying on above 180. The supply difference is just too... Byul doesn't even have enough money. He simply does not have enough probes. It's kind of a self-sabotage to not build enough probes. And he's hurting himself a lot by simply not having enough income to constantly have units being produced in every single gateway non-stop all the time. And Ryan is pushing through with full force. Beautiful display of dominance. Did not expect Byul to get dominated like this, because Byul has a very aggressive and diverse playstyle, but he's just getting steamrolled. Calls GG. RyanTeacher wins game number 1 against legendary 1 vs 1 fastest map Gosu Byul, also former professional. RyanTeacher proves himself to be pretty damn good. I like that. And I hope you liked it as well. This was RGB for RJBTV in game number 1 between Byul and RyanTeacher. Please do return for game number 2, which should be coming up sometime soon. It might even be game number 2 and 3. Or 4 and 5 all together, who knows. Tonight I just wanted to cast one game, because this was a pretty long one. 33 minutes. Pretty long game. I don't want to strain your attention by making another 1 hour plus or 2 hour video, because I've done that before, and I do realize it's pretty difficult to watch very long games because it takes a lot of time. It's a big investment to watch very long games. So I'm going to try to keep my videos a little bit shorter, but here and there I will sometimes still throw in those very long replays, because they do produce a lot of epic content, a lot of epic battles. Anyway, this was it. RGB is signing out.